Right, it's pretty late. I had to make this video because I think this is pretty shocking to me as a discovery. I'm always discovering new things, especially during periods of time like this where I have a lot of time to think and re-strategize my life. I have a feeling that zinc is the cause, or zinc deficiency is the cause of music becoming worse as you get older, and also the reason why music just seems to be getting worse over the years. I think that people are progressively getting more and more zinc deficient, and the variety or the tones in the music nowadays compared to the 80s or the 70s is much more flat. There's not much variety, or there's not much color in the tones and the backgrounds. Um, and I think people are just getting more and more zinc deficient. All sorts of reasons why. You can research that online. But for me, since I've been taking zinc um, these last few days, I didn't really notice anything particularly strange, apart from a little bit of libido. And then today, I was at the um, I was at the lake. I was walking at this lake near where I live, and one thing I picked up on, which was very strange, there were these swans and ducks in the water. And they were just drinking from the water, picking up stuff from the water. And one thing I noticed is that I could hear them, like I could hear the water, I could hear their heads bobbing to the water very sharply, very clearly, and it felt like they were like a couple of feet away from me. But when I was to look and see the duck bobbing its head into the water, they were like 10 meters away from me. And I was like, what the heck's going on? And then I remember just like it got me thinking about some things. I've been hearing little things here and there, like when there's a rustle of some cans, or when there's some a bike in the distance, someone's bike in the distance, and I can hear it. And this is reminding me of what when I was in uni, when I used to have really sharp hearing, and I used to love my music, my drum and bass, liquid drum and bass. But also, um, I was the one who could hear stuff. I remember one of my housemates couldn't hear stuff like alarms going off and stuff. I could hear it from like rooms away. I was known for having very good hearing, sharp hearing. And this was so unusual to me how sharp it was, and it reminded me of that. And then today I was listening to Michael Jackson just randomly, and I was like, "What the heck? This sounds so much better than I remember." I don't remember what song it was. Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. I don't remember the name of the song, but it's one of his favorite songs. Like, "No, if you na 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 na, don't you love me?" Whatever. I don't remember the name of it. I Want You Back. That's the name of the song. I Want You Back. I was listening to it live. I was like, wow, it sounds amazing. I mean, I've heard that song loads and loads of times in my life. But for some reason today, it just sounded amazing. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I was listening to some BTS as well, just remixes of that. And I was like, or some K-pop. I was like, wow, this sounds really good. And then today I was flossing and flossing my teeth, and I was listening to um, a song I've heard in the past. Oh my gosh, my cats are flying outside. Anyway, I was listening to this song, Oswald, Don't Turn Around. And I was like, whoa, this sounds so different from what I remember. It had like subtle tones and subtle beats to it that I'd never even, that I was like, well, I haven't heard this before. I was like, I was thinking to myself, maybe it's just a slight remix or a slight retuning. I was like, this is strange. I looked at it. Well, I actually didn't look at it. I looked at the next song that played, which is another song which I heard. Um, Shine, shine, shine like another song by Oswald. I was like, what? This sounds different. So I looked into what Spotify. It looked normal, and then I went on to YouTube, and the video was 13 years old on YouTube. I was like, no, the music hasn't changed. It's the same song. I'm just picking up on these subtle tones I'm not used to hearing. And I was like, okay, maybe zinc improves hearing. And I googled Reddit, and I googled online, and apparently zinc helps with tinnitus, which is like this weird like tone, this high pitched tone that you hear. People have been trying it and have been seeing improvements. And I'm like, okay, maybe there is something in this. So I'm gonna see how it improves in the next few days. Maybe zinc is zinc is the reason why I've been so freaking yeah. Even my Spotify checklist of playlist, I've removed so many songs. I got bored of them. Maybe it's because of my zinc deficiency, mild zinc deficiency. I didn't know, and therefore I've just been feeling yeah a lack of motivation to listen to those songs because they lack the color that they used to. So yeah, that's actually probably the summary of this video. I believe that zinc brings color to pleasurable, normal pleasurable experiences. Whether it's listening to music, even eyesight. My eyesight, I for sure has improved with zinc. I don't know how, but the last couple of days, I've been able to see in the distance. I've been able to stand and look at the distance. It feels very similar to when I eat spinach, when I started eating spinach, but this one is more about the sharpness. There's a certain sharpness of details. With spinach, I can see further, or green leaf veg, I can see further in distance. But with zinc, it seems that everything's a lot sharper, and I can notice a lot more details and color. It's kind of hard to describe. So yeah, let's see how this goes. The next thing I've got to experiment is milk. I've been having issues with like normal milk, and I've heard that this thing called A2 milk can help. So I'm gonna buy some Jersey milk tomorrow and see whether that alleviates my normal reactions to milk. I can have yogurt and cheese, no problems. But it's just whole milk or milk in general that gives me issues. Anyway, that's my summary for today. Peace.